recording with the, I'm gonna make sure this sucker records. Oh no. I guess I can't. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, let's try that. Alright, so I've got two styles of recording. I'm recording through the WebEx and I'm recording stuff. Why are you guys playing with your calculators now if you guys are actually using it for calculators?
Because we have to do numbers times other numbers.
I'm already done.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
I'm already done too, but I'm trying to get
Alright, fine, let's do this. Let's start this party, you guys. Alright, so check this out. Why don't we try this? Why don't we try this on for size? I want you guys to get used to looking at perfect squares. I want you guys to be able to look at it and just be like, boom, that's a perfect square. I immediately recognize it. Cool? So why don't we do this? We'll do a few of these problems. Hey, these happen to be practice problems. Aren't these our homework, Mrs. Bode?
Those ones.
Why, yes.
Why,
Yes, they are.
Oh, wait, I guess.
Okay. Number one,
What
who wants to
page is
take
that?
it?
What page are you on?
Huh?
What
22.
page are you on?
We are on page 22, I think.
Thanks. Mr. Dolly, you should really start off with page numbers.
Alright, I'll start that off. We're on page 22.
I already did that. Okay.
Okay, well, what is number one? Someone, throw it up for me.
Shut up, you.
You guys can answer. You guys are fair game. Until you guys start answering too much, and then I'm going to stop you.
Okay, 49.
49. Alright, got it.
Number 2 is 81.
49.
Your mouth.
Dude, come on. Come on. I'm not responding. There we go, 49.
Number 2 is 81.
Alright,
Shut
sorry, you can't answer anymore. Next one, number
Weird.
number 2. Adriana,
81.
you can answer.
Damn.
Man, 81. Alright, number 3, someone online. Shh, shh, someone online. You can answer if you want, Nala.
Diamond's right.
What?
Diamond's right.
Oh, there we go, 2,500. That's a big one. Alright, number 4. Nalu, I'm going to ask you specifically since I'm looking at you. Number 4, yes. Page 22. Now I know whether or not. See, I can actually see you whether or not you have your packet. You got your packet on you or what? Oh, okay. All right, it's all right. It's number 4 on the screen right there.
What do you mean you can see people?
He's FaceTiming now. Yoda. No.
All right. Number. What is number 4? All right, Paige. I'm going to ask you number 5, by the way. You can ask Mitcho if you need help.
Yeah, of course I know the answer.
Wait. No. Need help as in I'm going to now ask you how you got 100. How's that?
I looked at Mitchell's picture.
Yeah, no. When I asked Mitchell for help, I didn't mean just, what's the answer? Oh, okay.
I didn't ask him. I looked at his picture.
All right. And then I'll tell you what. Diamond answered to 1. Tatiana, I'm going to give you number 6. You know how to do that one? Twins, you got number 7. Take a look at it.
What? That is so cool.
Did you answer? You answered one already.
Yes,
I
you did.
answer number 2.
I answer all of them.
Can I answer another one?
You can answer another.
Which one can I answer?
Which one can we answer?
144 is number 4.
All right, do number 8.
By the way, number 8 is 90.25.
What is that?
90.25.
Or I
was
think of it
90
as
and 25.
361 over 4.
Right? Was that right? 90
You
and
are-
25 hundredths.
25 hundredths? Yeah, all right, that works.
Tens,
0.25.
She just wanted to say a different answer.
That's like
My math teacher always used to make us say it.
really?
That's gross.
We can't say point.
Why?
Number. I
Point
don't know.
point
She was
works perfectly fine. In fact, 25 hundredths.
She really loved cats. She had no kids and a husband and cats.
25 hundredths has
She had
nothing to
cats.
do with cats.
She posted everywhere.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. I need you guys to stop going off on tangents. You know what? Also, they could be doing is they could be watching us via WebEx.
Well, we know they're not because they're not in. So.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
Ew.
All right.
Cats.
Paige, I'm going to ask you first. Number 5. How do you get 100? You didn't ask him?
No, I just looked at his picture.
But ask him. Go ask him. You can ask him now.
Do you get it?
Okay, fine. Ask them. They're so excited to tell you how.
Okay, so the first number, you divide it by 2, and then whatever you get, you square that.
Wrong.
And that's the second number.
The second number by 2.
No.
That's first of all, this isn't a
That's
number.
square.
That's a
It
letter.
could be
Oh.
Alright.
No.
Boys.
Excuse you, I said it correctly.
What do you get for number 7?
1.69.
1.69. 1.69. Alright. Because you take this number right here, you half it, so that's 2.6 over 2, which is 1.3. Square that.
1.3.
So 1.3 times 1.3. You could use your calculator, or you could just know that 13 squared is 169, and then move the decimal places over twice. We cool? Alright, Paige, how do you get 100? They haven't explained to you? Come on, you guys, explain it to her.
She just did.
Okay, so
You
you take the 20, you divide it by 2, that gives you 10, you multiply 10 times 10, which is squaring it, and then you get 100.
Paige, how do you do it?
Oh, you heard her.
No, I know I heard her. I didn't ask Brandy to say it. I want you to tell me how you got 100.
It's like my favorite math ever.
You take the...
Oh, I'm serious.
You don't... You,
I don't know. She just said a whole bunch of things.
okay, listen to her and explain to her so she understands what's going on.
So your specific problem, you have 20 as the first one. You divide that by 2,
Wait,
you get...
you divide 20 by 2. Okay.
Uh-huh. That will give you 10.
That would give me 10.
You square 10, which is 10 times 10, and that gives you 100.
And so on.
You got
And
it?
so on.
I got it.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. 100. We cool? Because this is the point, right? This is like the everyone just like, you need to learn how to complete the square, and everyone goes, ugh. Well, this is as hard as complete the square is. I'm serious. Complete the square is no harder than taking that number in the middle, dividing it by 2, and squaring it. The hardest thing of this whole homework assignment, I think, is squaring it. But you got a calculator, so that, I mean, that step is like, boom, I'm done. Yes, question.
I told my sister that I was going to complete the square, and she took all AP math classes growing up, and she was like super extreme in math, and literally the first thing she did was, oh.
Why?
And I was like, dude, though, it's
Why?
super fun. And
Anyway,
she's like,
now the
"Ugh."
144. Awesome job, dude. 144. Paige, you know how you got 144.
Okay, oh god.
Look at the 24. What are you going to do to it? You got
Divided by
140
2.
divided by 2, that gives you 12. Then what do you do to the 12 to get 144?
Times it by 12.
12 times 12 is 144. That's why I'm adding 144. You got it? We good? Alright. Tatiana, did you get me my answer yet? Can you hear me? Okay, Tatiana, do you know how to do this one? Because this one doesn't nicely divide by 2. If you don't know, put IDK, and that's fine. We'll just go through it. Alright. So the process that we've been doing is we take that number, we divide it by 2. So what's 13 divided by 2? It's equal to 13 over 2. Right?
6.5.
Well,
It's
6.5. I don't like dealing with decimals.
Decimals are so much easier than fractions.
I don't like dealing with decimals. Let's just deal with this, right? 13 over 2. Are we cool with that? Is anyone confused about that step? Alright, now what do I do?
Well, just
Square it.
6.5 looks better.
So that squared is actually 169 over 4. So my answer is just add 169 over 4,
42.25.
which is 42 point blah 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 blah.
25.
42.25.
Okay, fine. 42 and 25
hundredths.
hundredths. We good? Tatiana, you got this? Alright, good. Awesome. Because this step right here is almost like this is the repetitive thing that I'm going to make you do for the rest of the lesson, and that is how hard complete the square is.
That was actually really easy.
Freaking love this.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's move on.
Confused. Was that sarcasm?
What is that?
Is that sarcasm? Sarcasm.
No. I'm never sarcastic.
What do you
Never sarcastic. Alright, at this point what I was going to do with you, but I'd like to save it for that thing, is do that Google Doc thing. So we'll get there in just a second, but why don't I move on to the next part? Cool? Why don't we solve this guy right here?
I'm waiting for the terrifying.
X squared plus 6x equals 7. X squared plus 6x equals 7. How do I solve? We are on page,
What?
I don't know. We're on page like 24 or something like that.
What are we doing? Oh wait, why is there an equal sign?
Alright,
There's
watch the
only
computer
equal
screen.
sign.
Watch the computer screen.
Oh.
It's already written in your packets. So if I ask you guys a question, you guys can answer immediately. That's
I
how
get
cool
it.
I am. Anyway, you guys ready? Alright, listen to me about this, you guys. You know how when we've been factoring things, when we factor a quadratic, it helps us find the zeros real nicely, right? That's the point of doing that. But all of these things that I've asked you to factor back in quad 6, in chapter 6, I asked you to factor those, and I designed them so that they're nicely factored. I made sure that they were things you could factor nicely. Not everything can be factored nicely. So, well, let's start off with this problem. X squared plus 6x equals 7. What I'm going to do is I want to get everything over to the left side. I don't want that 7 on that side. What do I have to do? Anyone? Minus 7. Oh, that just happens to be written on your paper, so just watch what I'm doing here. 6x, or x squared plus 6x minus 7 equals 0. Basically, I subtracted 7 from both sides. Are we cool with that? Now.
No.
No? We good?
Okay.
Are you good? You sure? Alright. Now, divide both sides. Alright, no, let's factor it. Let's try factoring that left-hand side. When we factor the left-hand side, what do we get? We got an x and an x. You guys remember this game? It's written on your paper.
This game.
It's like right in front of you already.
Oh, x plus 7.
X plus 7.
X minus 1.
X minus 1.
0, man.
You guys know how to do that, right? That's chapter 6 stuff.
Do we?
We good, boys? Alright. If you don't believe me, and I would recommend that you don't, foil it.
What?
No, you should never really believe me. You should always check it for yourself. Foil it. If you foil it, you get x squared, outer is negative x, inner is plus 7x, and last is minus 7. So that would be x squared plus 6x minus 7. That's exactly what we have over here. So this is correctly foiled. Are we cool with that? You guys know how to factor these things? Yeah, of course you do. And then once we have it like this, what does that tell us? That immediately tells us what?
The vertex and
The roots. The x-intercepts. Where you set y equal to 0. You know that game. We already set it equal to 0, so it's telling us the roots. If I were to graph this, where would this graph cross the x-axis? No, not at -1, +7. You are
Positive 1,
correct.
negative 7.
+1, -7. You guys know how to play this game, right? You set each of them equal to 0. Here, I'll show you.
I have another one.
You guys understand what's going on?
Barely.
Alright, let's show this. Okay, one second. Desmos is getting...
I always use Desmos. I keep forgetting what it's called, so I actually never use it.
I don't even remember the name, really. I just look up graphing calculators. It's the first thing that comes up.
That's what I eventually end up doing.
Alright, what is it? It was x squared plus 6x minus 7. If I were to graph that, that crosses at +1 and -7. Booyah. We cool?
Yeah.
And then right there, it's easy for me to graph. I can just go boom, boom, graph that thing. We good with that? And you guys know all the tricks of this. All right. Now here's the problem. So are we cool with this part? Let's try this one. First thing I do, I want to make it everything over to the left side. So subtract 1. Yeah. And I get this. X squared plus 4x minus 1 equals 0. Let's factor that. I have an x and an x. What numbers multiply out to be the number 1 and add up to 4?
Wait.
What are two numbers that multiply out to be the number 1 or negative 1 and add up to 4?
I don't know.
Diamond says they don't. Kingston says no integers.
You know that doesn't exist.
That doesn't make sense. The only factors of 1 is 1 times 1. There is
That
no
obviously
way
does
I
not
can
equal
mess
4.
with 1 and 1. I can get 2. I could get negative 2. I could get 0. But there's no way I'm going to get 4. You guys understand? So how do we solve this problem? That's the problem that we're faced with. How do we approach this thing if we can't factor this thing? All right, let's check this
I don't
out.
know how we're supposed to approach it. It's
All right, follow my steps. Write everything down. All right, and maybe you don't write it down because it's already written down there. Let's start off with the problem. X squared plus 4x equals 1. We cool? Now watch this. Watch this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this. I'm gonna put, and I want you guys to remember these steps. Just watch me do them. Did I change anything really?
Yes.
What did I change? No, I didn't. It still equals 1. All I did was I made a big space
so that something can go there.
so that something can go there.
Woo.
Now, check this out.
Oh yeah.
I want you guys to tell me what would I have to add if I wanted to make that a perfect square? Everything on the left side a perfect square. Wouldn't it be nice if that wasn't a -1 on that left side? Like this. But it was a... What would I need to add? A what?
A plus 1?
A plus what?
No, what? I don't know.
Plus 1?
Plus
No.
0.
Plus 4.
Yeah.
Why?
Darn.
Why?
Because-
Oh, come on. I just
Just
went through like
because.
15 minutes of this with you. What do? You take that 4, and then what do?
You add 4.
No!
Divide by 2 and
You
square
divide by 2,
Square it.
and then square it. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Squared is 4. I'm going to add 4.
Oh!
Oh.
Yes!
Knew that.
Duh! Did you guys see what I did?
Uh-huh.
Alright, here. Look. Read part number 2,
Got
and it
you.
says, what number should you add to complete the square? Remember, you take the coefficient, divide by 2, and you square
I
it.
know how to do
What
it.
you
I
need
was
to do is you
lost.
add. So, on the left side, I'm going to have this. But here's the punk thing that I don't want to do. I can't just add 4. I can't just say, oh, plus 4.
1 plus 4.
What I'm going to do is if I add 4 to the left side, in order to play fair,
It's like $40.
exactly, I got to add both sides. Correct, Diamond.
Excuse you, I
Yes.
said.
Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Yes, exactly. It sounds kind of kiddie-ish, right? It sounds like great school.
I don't know the way you made it sound, yeah.
All right. So now we simplify. And what they mean by simplify is just, I don't know, simplify. What do you want from me? 4x plus 4. What's 1 plus 4? Thank you. All right. Now, what is the point of adding 4? Because now the left-hand side can be factored. How do I factor it?
X plus 2 times
X plus 2 times
Sir, I
x
have a
plus
question.
2 equals 5. Yes, question.
Why did we separate these green papers?
Because we were gonna do that right before this, but I wanted to do that when they were here.
Awesome.
All right.
Because that's what we're good at. We know
So,
how to do
so
that.
you can take the square of both sides. Yeah, exactly. So check this out. Actually, I'm not going to write x plus 2 times x plus 2. What I'm going to write is this. X plus 2 squared. Are we cool with that? Because x plus 2 times x plus 2 is x plus 2 squared. Yeah? Now, check this out. How do I get rid of that square? I want to solve for x, people. Kingston already said it. No, square root.
Wait.
So I square root both sides, and I get x plus 2 squared, and I square root this side. But remember, when you take the square root, what do you have to remember to do?
Put both.
Put both what?
Subtract 7.
I'm sorry.
You got to put the plus or minus. Paige, do you understand why we put that plus or minus? No. All right. Does everyone else understand or not understand how to do that? Why we need that plus or minus?
I understand because it's all.
It's kind of this thing that we discovered, and I'm gonna take a quick second to kind of think about that. Why do we need plus or minus? And if you guys don't know, write this down. So write down on your packet. Do you have your packet? All right. Why plus or minus? Adriana, do you know why?
Because it can be positive and negative.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. If we have x squared equals 9, okay? My question is, what squared equals 9? I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and I'm going to argue with you that I need this plus or minus, the square root of 9.
3.
And the square root of 9 is 3. Right. So here's the thing. Brandy kept on saying, oh, the answer's 3, the answer's 3, the answer's 3. But the answer's not just 3.
I was
Positive and
no,
negative
excuse me, I didn't say the answer was
Positive
3.
and
You
negative.
asked me what the square root of 9 was, and I told
You
you 3.
told me 3
So-
before I asked you what the square root of 9, so I was assuming that you were
Positive and
answering the
negative
answer.
3.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you understand why it's a positive? X can be both positive 3 and negative 3 now? Yes. Are you just saying yes because you want me to back off and you don't want me to, like, interrogate you? Or do you actually understand? You want me to back off, don't you?
I don't want to read it.
All right. Let me ask you this then.
This part?
What's positive 3 squared?
9.
Don't answer. What's negative 3 squared? No.
Positive.
Why?
Because it's too negative.
Negative times a negative is a positive. So that's why I'm saying my answer can be both positive 3 and negative 3. Are we good, Nalu?
Oh, that's right, we did that thing.
Yes, we've
We
covered
did-
this.
we
We've
did
covered
that
this in
thing.
great detail before. I'm just making sure that you guys remember. Are we cool?
Yes.
All right. So this means we have 2 possible answers. Would you like to see what those answers are? They are simply x plus 2 equals positive square root of 5, and x plus 2 equals negative square root of 5. We cool?
Can you fix the projector? Or is it not going to fix? Because it's like crooked.
If I fix a projector, I would have to put it like right here. And then it would just shine on my head.
It's crooked.
How do you want me to fix it?
It's annoying.
Look to the left side.
I don't think it's a matter of like. Do you think that will work better?
No, never mind.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Anyway, let's do this now. All right. What is the square root of 5? This you need your calculators for. So
2.5.
2 point what?
5.
No, the square root of 5.
Square root of 5 is 2.5.
No, it's not.
How is it not? Wait, no, that's you're right.
You
Sorry.
just did 2.5 divided by, or 5 divided by 2.
I know, I realized.
2 point what? How'd you figure that out?
2.23. Oh, big number.
2.24 technically.
2.23, 2.24. All right. 2.24. How'd you guys figure that out?
Calculator.
Use a calculator. Are you allowed to use a calculator on your homework?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not. Just kidding.
No. Absolutely, absolutely.
It's not like you would know anything.
This math class is not about your ability to calculate big or small numbers in your head or the square roots of stuff in your head. I don't care about that skill. That is not a skill that is relevant to high schoolers. That's totally a skill I'm teaching my 4th grader. Okay? And you're like, make sure you multiply out these 2-digit numbers and all of that kind of stuff. You guys use calculators. That's what we use here. All right. So x plus 2 equals 2.24 or x plus 2 equals negative 2.24. We good? So how do I get x all by myself? All by itself?
Square root.
Divide.
No, no, no. I do not square root. I do not divide.
Then why did you change?
Look at it. It's x plus 2 equals
Nick,
2.
take away.
Plus
Subtraction.
I subtract it.
Subtraction.
There we go. What do I subtract?
2.
2. Minus 2 from both sides. Minus 2 from both sides. So I end up getting x equals 0.24 or x equals negative 4.24. Are we cool with that? I hate to say it, but this answer was almost pretty much done for you. In fact, this entire thing was done for you in your packet. So you guys were just watching me and just be like, ha ha ha, blah blah blah, not writing anything down.
Because it's already written down.
Because it's already written down for you.
Bam.
But what I do want to do is I want to show you this. I'm going to go over to Desmos. And what was the graph again? It was x squared
X squared plus 4x.
plus 4x minus 1. I'm going to graph it like that. Cool? If I look at that graph, get rid of this thing for me. Zoom in a little bit. Alright. Where does it cross at? Apparently Desmos says 0.236. But if we round that off to 2 decimal places, it would be 0.224. Hey, that's what we got. Or 24 out of 100.
Can you move the chat over a little bit?
And then the
Not
other
exactly
one
on
crosses
board.
at negative 2 or negative 4.24. Hey, that's what we got. Do you guys see the point of this, the rationale of why we're doing this? So, we use the complete the square method when we're having trouble factoring it. And we couldn't factor this problem right here. You guys get it? So since we couldn't factor that problem right there, we had to turn to this complete the square method. Now, complete the square method is kind of like your bazooka. That's what I call it. You guys don't know what a bazooka is?
I do.
Yeah.
You guys know what a bazooka is? Or let's call it a hand grenade. It's like your hand grenade.
But it's not.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right. And what I mean by that, is this.
Like if a bazooka is a giant.
Right. So
It's not a hand grenade.
yeah, let's say a rocket launcher or something. It's like a bomb. All right.
But a
Now,
giant.
here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. Listen, hear me out. All right. What's going on
Yes.
is your there's a fly inside of your house. Okay.
Bazooka fly is that
And
what
you
have?
need to kill the fly. You are so pissed at this fly, you want to kill it. So
Fly
Fly
swatter.
ever do to you?
you can either
Fly
use
swatter.
a fly swatter
Spray.
or a hand
They
grenade.
literally just swat it away.
Would a hand grenade do the job?
Yes, but it would totally damage your house.
Yeah.
Diamond says that happened yesterday. Apparently Diamond has hand grenades at her house.
Well, I do, so I understand where she's coming from.
I'm going to move on.
Obviously, that's great.
Alright. What I mean by that is this. When we're faced with something like this and we need to factor it, we can do it this nice, elegant way and use like this pretty quick tool to do it. Like factoring. But that doesn't always work. Like this one right here can nicely be factored and there's this nice quick tool that we can use. Boom, I'm done. Use your slipper. You can use your slipper. I use a towel.
I just
Like a kitchen towel.
I
And
just
I just
do
put it on my
this,
shoulder
and
and
it
go like,
flies away.
Rah!
I don't even kill them.
Anyway.
There was one in my room. I can even sleep in my room.
So what I'm saying is, you can either use a kitchen towel or you can use a fly swatter, and that's nice, clean, quick. We good? Or you could use a hand grenade. That takes a lot longer to set up. It's kind of like a big pain, but it will sure as heck kill that fly. Like that fly will not be alive if it's inside the house while the hand grenade goes off.
If we're talking cockroaches, that's a different story.
No, because I'm talking about like
withstand
there's a concussive wave that comes out, and that fly is just going to get messed up. Its innards are going to be scrambled. Use a hand grenade to kill this fly. We cool? So what I'm saying is this. Yeah. What about everything in your house? Well, I didn't say that. I just said your objective was to kill the fly, right? Yeah.
That's a weird analogy. You should work on that.
No. This is a great analogy because what I'm saying is complete the square is not always pretty. It's not always the neatest way to do things, but it will always work. You guys get it? It will Barons work, but the problem is it's a lot of work. And it's messy. You guys get it? So, if we can, we want to factor. That's our first step. That's what we would like to do, ideally. But if we can't factor, then we're going to have to pull out the big guns. Complete the square method. So that's why we're doing complete the square. And is it hard? Is it hard?
It's one hard.
No.
Is it really worth the complete the square? Ugh. No,
Steps.
it's not that hard. It's just a few steps. I mean, it's like this process you take it through. And you just follow this recipe and just kind of go boom, 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 boom. You got it? And it's powerful. It takes a few more lines on your piece of paper, but they're not like super difficult to figure out. Once you know the recipe, though, that is. All right, let's try this one. Ready? X squared plus 8x equals 3. I'm going to move everything over to the left side, and I've got x squared. Wait till you get past page 28 and all the way to 37. Why, what's wrong with 28 to 37? Are they hard?
And that is how you
All right, so
do the square.
it gets a bit tougher, but it's not bad. All right, so x squared plus 8x equals, well, I'm going to put minus 3 equals 0. Got it? And what did I do?
Nothing, there's nothing.
I took everything over to the left side. Let's try factoring it. So x, what do we got? What times what multiply out to 3 and add up to 8? Give me two numbers. Multiply out to 3, adds up to 8. There is nothing. Exactly. There's nothing that will do
I
it.
was really thinking.
Me too.
So yeah, I know you're like,
I was
oh
like,
my goodness, this
what
is
is-
tough. No, what's the factors of 3?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Can I mess with 1 and 3 using addition and subtraction to get 8?
No.
Not even close. You see what I mean? Like I could get 4. I could get 2 if you wanted me to. I can even get -2 and -4, but there's nothing I can do to get 8. So we have to put the fly swatter away. And I need to probably explain to you what I mean. We have to put the fly swatter away. Now we got to use the bazooka, the hand grenade. This is the one that always works. Even though it might not be the cleanest, the most elegant, there's a fly in the room, let's kill it with a bazooka. Got it? All right, so let's start with this. And for this one, you guys have to write in a few more things, so make sure you guys write this down. We got x squared plus 8x equals 3. All right, that's step 1. Write down the problem. Step 1 is actually, to be honest with you, and I know that they didn't reflect this inside of your worksheet, but I like making it equals 3, and I just kind of put a space over there. Why would I put a space there online? Why would I put some kind of space there? By the way, Dr. Rose, if you'd like to, okay. So I can finish the square, exactly, so I can kind of figure it out. So, I have a question for you, and I know that I've been hammering you on this. Why don't we do Nalu on this? Nalu, what number should I add to that thing in order to make it a perfect square? Like, gee willikers, wouldn't it be nice if I had a not... I know, Brandy, I know you're super excited. What do we got? And actually, that's perfect, exactly what you said. He's saying you put the space here so you can add the trinomial. And Nalu says 2. No. Sorry. All right, you're thinking about it? Brandy, why don't you help him out?
Oh, do you want me to like say
Yeah,
how
go
you
for
would do it? Okay, well it's just the same thing. You have to divide 8 by 2,
8 by 2.
which is 4, and then square that, which is
4
16.
squared,
So that's what
16.
you put in space.
We good? Because I know this was freaking you out, but I mean, you understand why we got 16? All right, so we should add 16. That's what we want to add. So I end up getting x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 3, and we're good, right? We just write that down?
No.
Wait, what's the problem?
You have
Why
to add-
can't I write
you
that
have-
down?
You have to add 16 to the other side.
There we go, Diamond. Diamond said it actually before you, sorry. 3 plus 16. Why do I need 16 on both sides? Because I can't just add it to the left side. That's just not playing fair. So we got 3 plus 16 on that side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, fine. I'm going to simplify this. So basically your right-hand side becomes 3 plus 16. 19. Good. X squared plus 8x plus 16. And the beautiful thing about this is the point of adding 16 is so that we could get it so it factors out. So that's kind of the trick that we're saying. If we can't factor this, what we should do is use the bazooka, and what we should do is make it so that we can factor it. In fact, let's make it so that we can factor it using a perfect square. And I'm going to show you guys recognizing perfect squares in the next step. So, how do you factor this thing? Someone online. This guy right here becomes... You guys can do it over here. You kind of don't remember? That's what you think? There we go. X plus 4. X plus 4. Do you guys believe me? Say no.
Yes.
No, I don't believe you. Then I'll say, okay, FOIL it out. Try it out for yourself.
But I do.
But you do
I
believe
do
me because
believe
I've seen this so many times. Exactly. All right, fine. X plus 4, we'll square that out because that's what it is, and then it equals 19. All right, let's move on to the next part. What is this, page 20-something? 26? All right. So wait, this is plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and then the square root of 19 is... Boys, you got a calculator?
Square root of 19.
4.35? 4.35 or 4.36? 36. There we go. So, either x plus 4 is equal to 4.36 or the negative version of that. Negative 4.36. How would I solve that out now? How do I get x all by itself? Well, I'm going to have two answers, remember? So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides.
Is that 4.36?
Yeah, that is 3/6. I'll subtract 4 from both sides, and I get x equals 0.36. And I'm going to subtract 4 from this side, and I get x equals, you guys can do this, what's negative 4.36?
Negative 8.36.
Negative 8.36. We cool? So what are your answers? 0.36.
Or negative 8.36.
There we go. And what's the point of this? Why are we doing this? Well, let's check this out. What was it? Give it to me, you guys. It was x squared. What is it? What was the problem? I can't hear you. What? Plus 8x minus 3. Let's try graphing it and see if we actually did something that made sense. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. There we go. Zoom out too far. There we go. 0.36. Negative 8.36. Done. And do you see if we could have factored it, if we could have made it something we could factor nicely, those things would have landed on nice numbers, like 1 and negative 8. But we couldn't factor it. Obviously, if you looked at the graph, it's falling on weird numbers. But that's fine, because we now have the bazooka. We now have the ability to do that. We cool? All right, let's try this game. I want you guys to take out your green cards. Those of you online, we're going to try this thing. I want you guys to be able to recognize perfect squares like this. So, I'm going to shoot you guys over a Google Doc. I want you guys to open that guy up right there. I put your names up on here already. And what I want you to do, here, go get those green papers right there. And then go work with Paige on this one. Mitch, yeah, you and Adriana work. Boys, you guys can work together. What I want you guys to do, and those of you online, here's what you got to do. You got to take these squares, and I've got two teams, the red team and the blue team. Apparently the blue team is the perfect square side. The red team is the not perfect square side. I want you to move your squares into the right spot. And separate it out for me. Mitchell, scramble that up. Help Paige organize it.
You already did it.
I know you already did it. I want you to...
She did too.
Okay, well, all right, fine. Here's what you do then. Here's what you do. If it is a perfect square, for the people who already finished with it, if it is a perfect square, here's what I need you to do.
Square it.
Factor it. And if
Can we
it
write it
isn't
on
a
there?
perfect square,
Or no?
you can write it on your paper. I think it's on
My paper's
page.
so perfect.
I think it's page 23. If it isn't a perfect square, here's what I want you to do.
Fix it.
Complete the square. Make it so that it's plus whatever, and it's not supposed to be, that number. Scratch that number out and put the number that would have made it a perfect square. We cool?
Oh.
All right, Paige, help her out. Boys, you guys got it? Basically, I'm asking you guys to split this up. And then Diamond's already on this thing. Let's see. Diamond says that her square is 81. Perfect. Thomas is up on there. So, Dr. Rose, what's happening is these guys are out on a Google Doc right now, and they're moving the squares on their computer screen. And then it's kind of reflecting back here. Awesome, you guys. Stratton, we good? You guys jump into this Google Doc if you guys need to. Move those places around. Paige, also your thing is on the Google Doc, or your name is on the Google Doc, so you can move your square too.
So.
There we go. Good job. Awesome, Nalu.
16.
Kingston, are you having trouble moving this thing, or are we good? That's funny. I even put an Asia down here. For some reason, I thought I was teaching Asia today. All right.
Is it junior electricity class?
Yeah, she's in my electricity class. Tatiana, did you move your thing? Can you move your thing? Your computer's laggy. Tell me, which way do you want me to move your square, right or left? And if you don't know, IDK it. And we'll help you out. Did she put it together, Mitchell? You got it? You did it for her, or she did it?
No, he taught me.
Stuff.
I went.
Good. So you can recognize this immediately. That's perfect. Awesome. All right. Here's what I want you guys. All right. So, let's ask you this question. All right. Tatiana's having trouble with hers. Where should we move hers? You guys see it? It's x squared minus 12x plus 49.
To the right.
It's not perfect.
It's not perfect. Okay. So, I didn't necessarily only teach you guys, or this is the way to do it. What I want you to do is tell me, how do you recognize it? How do you know whether or not something's a perfect square or not?
Divide negative 12x by 2 to the square. That answer.
So what you were doing is you were completing the square in your head.
Yeah.
And you were just saying, well, if that's the right, if it is a perfect square, then that complete the square trick should have worked. Is that the technique you guys use?
Same.
That's perfect. That's fine. All right, good. I mean, there is a formula, and the formula is this. I'll show you what the formula is. It's if I have a plus b squared, you can think of that as a plus b times a plus b. Let's FOIL that out. Is that hard to see? Can you guys see that? Oh, totally can't see that. Can you guys see that? All right. If I FOIL that, that would be a squared plus ab, outers, right? Plus ba, which I can write that as ab because it's multiplication, plus b squared. So that would be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And one way you should look at this is to say, okay, is this, I don't know. To be honest with you, instead of teaching you the formula, I think that the technique you guys came up with is way better. You just take a look at that thing. Hey, if I divide it by 2, I square it. If the number matches what that number should be, or that complete the square trick, then we're good. If it doesn't, then it's not a perfect square. All right. Remember my pet peeve. I hate pulling equations out and saying, memorize this for the rest of your life. What I'd rather do is make you guys figure out the equations for yourself and come up with, this is now the Mitchell technique or the Nalu technique. I've now got this technique. This is my technique, right? Because you're going to memorize that for the rest of your life. You're not going to memorize equations that I just pull out of my pocket and throw up on the board. Just like this complete the square trick. I mean, we spent weeks doing this thing. But you're not going to memorize like why I do these steps. If all I did was to tell you, okay, to complete the square, you take the number in the middle, divide it by 2, and square it. You're going to be like, why? What's the point? All right, anyway, let's try this one. And this one, I want you guys to, I'm going to back off completely. I want you to tell me the answer. All right, this is page, I don't know, page 27. In fact, we're now in the territory where Diamond says this is getting tougher. All right, let's see how tough it gets. Start with the original equation. Write it down. X squared plus 24x equals 32. And I hate to say this, but I kind of, Stratton, you haven't been talking, and I kind of forgot to call on you on that one. So, Stratton, you can throw it up over, or throw up your answers over here too. What should I do? What number should I add to complete the square? Like, man, it would sure be nice if that left-hand side had a plus what? Brandy. 144. 144. Tatiana, do you know how we got 144? We've been chanting the same thing all day. If you don't know, hit that DK or IDK or whatever, and we'll explain to you. Don't feel bad if you do. Tatiana? All right.
You're running up the steps.
You know what? Here's she thinks she got it. All right, she's good. All right, good. All right, so we're going to add 144 to both sides, right? X squared plus 24x plus 144. All right. Nalu, you can just log in online. I don't need to have you guys through FaceTime over here. I think I've seen your face enough. I've seen your face enough for today. No, it's good to start chatting with you, bro. Okay, bye. All right, simplify. Anyone know what 32 plus 144 is? You can use a calculator.
176.
176. Awesome. All right, now what do I do to the left side? Nothing yet. Now, what's the point of adding that 144? I'm going to ask online, if that's all right with you guys. Online, why did I add the 144? What is the next step after I simplify it? I know, you're so excited. You gotta factor both sides. Factor the left side, exactly. All right, I'll let you answer it though. What are the factors? How do you factor this? How do you factor the left side? Diamond, throw up the answer on the board if you.
X plus 12
Diamond
squared.
Word.
All right.
Oh, I knew that. Oh, what
Right.
I was totally gonna say.
Right. In fact, the way I taught you complete the square is we just been doing a whole bunch of these, and I asked you, what's the relationship between these numbers right here, 24, 144, and 12, right?
Oh,
That's where you guys seen this before, right? This was what we did. So to factor, you just take that middle number divided by 2, and that's it.
Yeah, I get it.
No. But I want you to see the connection that we made. We good? We good, boys? All right, good. Next step. I would need x all by itself. That's the point of this game. So how do I get rid of that square?
So square root it.
You want to square root it? I'm cool with that. X plus 12 equals the square root, plus or minus the square root of 176. 13.3, awesome. Wait, I think we skipped a few steps, but I think that's just because they like to have a whole bunch of like nice little pretty steps. We're ready to be like, dude, we're almost done with this problem already. X plus 12 equals plus or minus the square root of 176 is 13.3 according to Diamond.
Wait, you're going too fast.
Am I? You guys want to finish class early?
What's that?
That was Mr. Brigo.
So lady.
Why don't we finish off this page, and then we're done.
So late.
Yeah.
Means I can go home because I'm not on campus.
Hey, bro. My mom had to pick me up at Yale.
Really?
I didn't know.
No, I think it would be good if you stay a little bit because what I want to do is work one-on-one with you a little bit. If that's cool.
Okay.
All right. All right. Do you guys understand how I got the what I have written down? You said I'm going too fast. I kind of stalled for you.
Sorry, I'm trying. I'm just watching for right now.
Okay, wait. No. Let's back up.
I'm still writing something.
So can I
X
leave the
plus,
meeting?
if you want, yeah. You're sitting right next to me, so it's not like you can't hear. Boys, why don't you answer for me? All right. Actually, there's nothing to answer. Do you understand what we have? Oh, by the way, that's an equal sign. Maybe that's what confused you. We cool? You caught up? All right, good.
Yeah.
Now what?
Oh, I got the 2 answers.
Oh, Nalu's got it already.
Minus 12.
X plus 12 equals 13.3, or X plus 12 equals negative 13.3.
Minus 12.
And then you subtract 12 from both sides because you want to get X all by itself. And you end up getting X equals, what's 13.3 minus 12? 1.3. I like it. What's negative 13.3 minus 12? I'm going to go with Nalu's answer, negative 25.3. That's my answers.
So the first one is wrong. 1.27.
Let's Desmos that. Let's see what happens. Hey. All right, folks. I'm sorry, we're going to have to try to finish off this class. Ready?
Oh, God.
Let's Desmos that and see what's going on. By the way, if you want, you can kind of, if you want to see like what I see, that'd be cool. I had somebody here on the iPad, but his phone died. All right. Anyway, let's get this party started. What is? I asked you. We're going to Desmos this, right? What was the equation that we were doing? X squared
Plus 24x minus 32.
24x minus what?
32.
Minus 32. And what do you think the answer should be? We calculated it out to be what?
Or negative 25.3.
All right, let's see. I got to zoom out if I'm going to get to 25. 1.3. Ooh, yeah. Like, look at this. Isn't that awesome? All right. And negative 25. Negative 25.3. I think I'm nervous. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Negative
Math is
25.3.
not my forte.
What is that?
I'm not here to look at the math. I look at the technology.
All right. Negative 25.3. Are we cool with this? Like, doesn't this actually become like, wow, that is actually pretty cool. I kind of understand what's going on. Yeah? All right, cool. Let's do this one. And here, I'm gonna bust out a new technology. Let's try this, you guys. You've got white papers over there. Why don't you pass out one to each group, or one packet to each group? For those of you online, why don't you guys go back to that Google Doc? I want to show you, I want to do a problem for you, but before we start that problem, I want you guys here. I want you to go to that Google Doc. Meet me there, you guys. All right. I'm going to change up the problem. I don't necessarily want to do the problem they gave. Write this problem down on a piece of paper somewhere. We're going to do this one. 3x squared minus 30x minus 63 equals 0.
I'm sorry, can you there it is.
3x squared. We are on page 29. Cross out the one they gave you and put in the one I'm giving you. 3x squared minus 30x minus 63 equals 0. I'm going to ask this online. Or I'm going to ask this to everybody. I want you to look at this. What's different about this problem than what we've done before?
You already subtracted.
It already
both
has
sides.
a whatchamacall, another number in it. Instead of us having to find one and put it in an empty space, it already has one.
Okay.
It's already equal to 0.
No, Diamond's got it right there. What's different? Look at it.
Number in front of the x squared.
The number in front of the x squared. We haven't dealt with something like that. And that's a pain. Do you guys remember factoring those things, right? And do you remember factoring with the numbers in front of the x squared?
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think?
Not my favorite.
That like factoring is all right, but that one is just not fun because you have like all of these other things to check out, right? Here, check this out. You guys remember how I was talking about complete the squares like the bazooka? Okay. When you use a bazooka, whether or not it's like a slow fly or a fast fly, it will kill the fly. Like it will work. So here's the thing about complete the square. It's kind of hard to use. No, is it hard to use? Is that a good word?
No.
It's more tedious to use, right? It's not hard. It just takes 3 more lines of writing. Ooh, woe is you. 3 more lines. I can do that. But it's not hard. You understand the process. But if you use this process, if you use the same steps to take, it's going to work even if there's a number in front of that x squared term. And I'll show you what we do. All right? Well, actually, I got a question. Since we haven't done something like this, what do you think we can do to help us? You guys have any ideas?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. And what will that do?
It'll get the x squared by itself.
It will get rid of that thing, and we'll have that 1 in front of x squared. Or technically, I haven't been writing anything in front of the x squared, but that means there's a 1 implied, right? And that would be nice. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 3. So I end up getting what? Divide everything by 3. Tell me what I write down. X squared
minus 10x.
minus 10x
Minus 21.
minus 21 equals 0 over 3, still 0. Now we have now we have something that we've done before. That was the only step. Adding a number in front, all I do is just divide it out, and that's it. Sure, you might have a fraction. Maybe this number might not be divisible by 2 nicely or something, or 3, whatever. But we know how to deal with it. We understand how that works, right? All you do is just divide by 2. Go through the same process. Divide by 2 squared. All right, here's what I did. For this example problem, I wrote out all of the rest of the steps for you. For you guys, it's on these white pieces of paper. For those of you online, here's what it is. It is on the Google Doc. Are you guys there? We're on page 3. I've only got one person here, and it's an anonymous Nyan cat. Okay. All right, come on, you guys. Oh, a slow Loris is there. What these animals? Anyway, jump into that Google Doc. Go to page 3.
Hey,
I put it down here, but I put it out of order. So all you guys got to do, and those of you online, move it around. You guys can choose which one you want. You guys, I didn't put your name on it this time, but move it around so it is in order. So I already kind of did the first step for you. We start off with 3x squared minus 30x minus 63 equals 0. Then what we did was what Adriana suggested. Divide by 3. And so now we have what? Which one goes in this square right here? By the way, the people online got it a little bit easier because we simplified. No. Before we simplify, what is our? No, I haven't asked you to complete the square yet. Here,
No, I mean, this doesn't like have the first part. The
I'll help you
division.
through it. You ready? We divided everything by 3 and we got that. That's all that step wanted. So find that paper. All right? Now, before we add 25, we have to figure out what we add. So what I want you to do is, I want you to tell me, what number should we add to complete the square? Look at that thing. Or look at x squared minus 10x equals 21. What do we add?
25.
25. How'd you get that?
10 divided by 2, and then 5 times 5.
Good. Even though it was negative 10 divided by 2 squared, you're still going to add 25?
Yes.
Good. Perfect. There we go. All right. So add 25 to both sides. Come on, Mink. Whoever's got the anonymous Mink, move it into spot, into our place. There we go. Now simplify that. Perfect. 46. We good? All right, turn to the next slide, you guys. Diamond's the mink, by the way, which is a nice animal to be, I suppose. Although, I'd imagine that like a lot of people want to kill you and turn you into a coat. A mink.
Coats are made of mink.
All I know is a mink coat is made of mink.
Yeah, that's all I know about the animals.
What is that?
What is a mink?
I think it's kind of like a expensive coat. Like
What?
basically, if you are very
What
rich,
kind of animal?
Is it like a
What
cat?
do they look
it's kind of like a mongoose, but a really fancy
yeah.
mongoose.
So you just say fish.
Yeah, like a fox maybe. Yeah. Anyway, that's what a mink is. All right. So what do we do? Oh yeah, what we got? What do we have to do now? We made it so that, let's go back to this slide and take a look. We have x squared minus 10x plus 25. What do we do now? We should factor. Wait, it says right here. Factor the left side of the equation. Which of these slides is factoring the left side of the equation? So what's going on?
Oh, this one. The
The
one that
Google
actually
Doc
says
is out
factor the
for
left
these
side of
people.
the
This
equation.
is just like a spreadsheet presentation or PowerPoint, and they're moving it.
Oh yeah, I was wondering how they were moving it.
Yeah, on their computer screen, they're moving it at home, and it kind of moves it for us. And physically, I have them organizing things.
And more than one person is doing that?
Yes, but for some reason, my students are turning up as an alligator, a mink, and a loris. It's interesting like that. All right, what do we? If I'm going to factor both sides, which step do I need to put in there?
The one that actually says factor the left side of the equation.
Oh, okay. I guess we gave you the answer right there. Come on, Loris, put it in there. You can slowly put it in there since you're a slow Loris. Or it's not implying that you are a slow Loris. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, to solve for x, we need to take the square root of both sides. Which one do we do?
Take the square root on each side of the equation.
Gosh, why didn't I even write that part in?
Yeah.
Fancy mongoose.
That is exactly
It
what
looks
it
like
is.
an otter.
It does? Oh.
A little bit like an otter.
Much
Yeah.
like a mongoose.
Basically, if you have a lot of money to spend on a mink coat, and you don't like animals, or you like wearing animals,
Red paint from
maybe
back to that.
you really like animals, then you should get a mink coat, because you like killing animals and wearing them as clothes. Yeah, not everyone's into that, but some people are.
That's so sad.
I don't judge. All right.
You finished it already.
Yeah. Well, who did that? You guys are so quick. Boom. That's it. Exactly. You guys understand this process? Yeah, basically, look. Was this any harder? Was this any harder than doing the regular complete the square?
Without knowing the answers to what we have to do, yeah.
No. Well, yes. Okay. Fine.
Steps.
Fine. It was harder. It was harder because we had to do one extra step. What was that extra step?
Square root.
No, we just
You had
Adriana.
to do 3x squared. You have to get rid of the 3.
We just divided by 3. That's the step we had to do. Look, it's harder.
Right, 2 extra.
No, it's not that much harder. You just divide it by 3. You guys understand? So this complete the square will work regardless of what the thing looks like. And that's what makes this thing so powerful. Sure, it might not be the prettiest thing. Sure, it might not be the quickest way to solve this quadratic equation. But what's going on is it works, and it works really well, and regardless of what you have, it will solve that quadratic equation. We cool? All right. I know this isn't on your paper, but I want you to write this at the bottom of page 29. I'm going to do something for you, and it might freak you out, but I just want to show you something that I think is pretty cool.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay?
Now I'm kind of nervous.
Now you're kind of nervous. All right, fine. Let me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want you to just write it down. I'm going to show you the power of complete the square. And apparently they don't teach this part to you. This is just extra. What was the problem that I had? 3x squared minus 30x minus 63 equals 0. When you guys see this, you're going to be like, man, that's kind of cool. Kind of. Are you really? I don't know. All right. I'm going to wait for you guys to write it down. You guys ready? Let me know.
Is that a 3 or a 5? 63?
63. Yes, 63. It's the same problem that we were doing. We cool? All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mess with the left side. So the first step I want to take is I'm going to what? Divide by
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. In hopes of getting what? In hopes of doing what?
Getting the x squared.
That x squared being nothing in front of it.
X squared.
But watch, wait, watch. I'm going to do this. It's going to be a little bit different.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, wait. I messed up writing that. Hold on. 30 divided by 3?
10.
10, of course, Mr. Balde. All right. And then minus 21 equals 0. Look what I did. I divided by 3, but do you see how I did it? I took it outside and I put it around a parentheses. Do you guys see that? I would argue that these two lines are the same. If you don't do you not believe me?
I totally
I believe you.
Actually,
Because
No, I want you to not believe me.
Yeah,
But
actually.
I'm confused. Can you
You're
explain
not-
why?
Well, okay, all right, I'll explain why.
You're confused.
So basically, what is that?
You're very confusing.
All right, fine. If you multiply that in that 3, you would have to what? Since it's on the outside of this parentheses, you'd have to distribute it, right? There we go. So if I distribute that, that would be 3x squared
Yeah.
minus 30x minus 63. I didn't do anything freaky here.
No, it's just distribute.
All I did was
See the thing.
I pulled out the 3. That's all I
I
did.
got the distributed part.
All right, are we good? Online? Good. Diamond doesn't believe me. I'm glad somebody doesn't believe me.
I like the other way better.
All right, wait.
Yeah, same.
Remember, I know. And let me show you this because it's something different. By the way, what number do I add? What number should I add to this part to make it a perfect square? Plus 25.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Very good. Online? Awesome. But I can't just go around adding 25.
25 to the other side.
I have to add 25 to the other side. But this time what I'm going to do is a little bit different as well. I'm going to do this.
Oh, got it. Edit that.
Is that fair?
What?
You know how I was adding 25 to both sides? And this time what I did was I added 25 and subtracted 25 just to one side.
Mr. Dalde, what was the point of that?
Let me show
Now
you.
you're
Let me
about-
show.
Like you never did that at all.
What is that?
What's the point
Plus
of that?
25
It's
take
like
away
you never
25?
added 25 in the first place.
That's exactly the point.
Just put it down.
What is it? I just
Why
added
did-
0.
But why did you have to?
Well, no. But what I'm saying is when we add 25 to one side and add 25 to the other side, why did we do that? We had to make sure to do the both things to both sides because we didn't want to change the equation, right? If I'm adding 0,
Oh,
I'm not changing the equation.
yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
I'm not messing with the equation. So that's totally allowed. I can add as much 0 as I want. Right? I can just keep adding 0 and it won't do anything because it's not changing
You
anything.
just add more zeros.
But the advantage is this. See this part right here?
Yes.
What is that?
What part?
Equation.
The part that I have underlined.
That's the thing we did.
That is what?
Complete square.
A perfect square. Factor that. Do you guys see it? So how do I factor this?
X minus 5 squared equals 46.
Thanks. I was kind of implying that I was asking these guys. All right. X minus 5 squared minus 46 times 3 equals 0. Everything that I did is totally allowed, right? Have I done magic anywhere? Is there like something that I just kind of made up? I might have done it differently, but it's still like mathematically it's fine. Cool? Now I'm going to bring in that 3 again. I'm going to distribute it to this term. See this term right here? And I'm going to distribute it to this term. So I end up having 3x minus 5 squared minus 138. 46 times 3 is 138. When would you use this method? Oh, perfect. I'm glad you answered that because that completely brings me to my next part. Diamond's asking, when would you use this? Does it matter which one you use? I'm suggesting to you that I'm actually not doing a different method. I'm just kind of doing complete the square a little differently. But look at what we have now. Do you recognize that? Is it a parabola?
It could be.
Is it a parabola? Yes, it is. Diamond says yes.
I mean, yeah.
Tell me stuff about this parabola.
It'd be.
Come on, you think back to what we've been
Would
doing.
it cross the x-axis at positive 5 and
You see it.
38?
You see it. There's
Ugh.
boom,
Is
Okay.
that it?
vertex. Wait. Diamond said something. Vertex.
41.
She said vertex. Blah blah blah. What is she? What do you see now?
Oh.
What? Tell me.
It's
Tell me.
I got
Skinny.
it.
It's
What
a
is it?
happy face.
How do you know it's elongated?
Because the 3.
138 is so deep.
The 130. Okay, all right. No. The 138. That doesn't elongate it, but the 138 does what? That minus 138. What does it do? Down 138. So we're dropping this thing down 138. But it is. You're right. It's elongated. Why is it elongated?
Because of the 3.
Because of the
It's
3.
bigger than a fraction.
Is it perfectly aligned, or did I move it right and left somehow?
Perfectly aligned.
Moved it to the
What?
right 5.
I moved to the right 5. How did I get that?
That's right. I knew that.
X minus 5.
Wait. What's the advantage of this? How did you recognize this? What is this?
You said something that I wouldn't have
Because
noticed.
you asked us. Is
I wouldn't have noticed.
No. But I mean, you guys got kind of excited. I'm just playing off your energy here. Come on, online. This is vertex. Diamond saying is vertex form. I use complete the square to take something that was in standard form. And remember how I told you guys standard form is kind of useful, but almost pretty much useless. No, it's useful, and it's the way that you usually give it to us, but I don't know why they call it standard form because it's not the most helpful. The one that's most helpful is this form right here. But they're the same thing. They mean the same thing. Look, I use complete the square to put it in that form. The one that actually gives me good information. Isn't that kind of cool? Slightly cool? Did I actually successfully blow your minds when I told you that this would blow your mind?
You blew my socks off.
Right. All right, so someone's saying it's mega cool. All right? Now, I find it very interesting when I teach people about, or when I tell people, hey, we're going to learn complete the square. Complete the square. Ugh. Okay, all right. That was you. That is you. That is you or that was you? That is you.
I don't find it that hard anymore.
But really, what are we doing is we take this number in the middle and then do what? We, Mitchell, you can help her out. No, you can tell her, don't just tell me.
So, what is...
All right, complete the square. This is the same thing we've been doing all day and pretty much all week. Is,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
there we go.
And then yes, what?
That's the hard part. That is the hardest part about to complete the square.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Really?
What have I done that's harder than
That's
that?
the fun part. That's the
Really
easiest
handy.
part.
So what happened? So this is what I'm saying is when people are like, complete the square. Oh, and I'm like, really? You can't divide by 2 and square it? That's really that perplexing to you? But I think and I understand. I feel like a lot of times when people teach this, they say they don't teach you why. They don't show you what's going on. You guys got that online? Yeah, Diamond's saying we're practically done with. Yeah, they don't show you why you divide by 2 and you square it. And when someone doesn't show you why, but they just tell you to do it, that's when you find something is hard. Because you don't understand, like, what's the point of it or why you would do this. Yeah, that is really cool, actually. I'm glad you think it's cool. Like, oh, wow, you actually think math is cool. I'm doing my job and turning you guys all into math nerds. All right, anyway, I'm pretty much done with the class. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to show you guys something real quick, and then you guys can just watch and be like, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm going to go over to that Desmos calculator. I'm going to do this. Watch. It's, what was it? What did we graph? It was 3x squared plus 30x minus 63?
It's minus 30x.
Oh, it's minus 30x. Sorry. All right. Where did we cross? At 11.78 and negative 1.78. Did we get that? I hope we got that. Oh, we didn't actually finish calculating that out because we ended up getting,
Distracted.
no, we ended up getting the square root of 46.
No, we're not.
Okay,
Is this
But-
like a meeting or?
but I want to show you guys something real quick, and then I'm
We're
done.
having our meeting now.
I'm going to graph that second part. Ready? I will be done. I'm done now.
Yay.
All right, folks. Thank you.
Here. 205.
Kids online, do your kids on the computer hear like conversation between you guys? Oh, okay.
So we do a conference call. I actually have people FaceTime or doing through the iPad, so I can actually see someone across the screen. And then I'm casting my
Is that
video.
coming from here to you?
Yep. So this camera is facing me, but that camera is. This is what the kids online see.
Okay, and then is that getting recorded?
And I'm recording all of this. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube so they can watch it.
Yeah.
And so technically, you're developing like a curriculum for science. You need to be doing this.
It's okay. I archived everything. I mean, it was a
Well, it will
class
always be
today.
archived, but what I've found is
So
that
they have
if you,
testing today.
what I'm going
So,
to
everything
is,
is archived. So you can
do is
I was literally in
put all
the
this stuff up for
Did you
students
read
to have
the
available
yellow
if I'm
one?
teaching this next year, but redo it.
Obviously,
Because it's the
no.
process of
If she said
going through and arguing about it, throwing out that kind of stuff. That will, right, so I'll read about it. This is also what I might have a
The
tendency to do.
yellow one.
And I was talking to the guy, the
I think it's
plastic,
safe to say we'll go
plastic brain guy.
I
He's a
recommend
kooky
it.
science teacher, but what
This
what
week
he's
is
taking a
pretty
biology
good.
class, he's saying it's so hard to keep up because the teacher's been teaching it for 3 years, and he just says, watch all these videos, right?
Mr. Nolan.
But if I have to recreate it, then I can pace my students accordingly. I'm sorry, question?
Papers.
Yeah, you guys can grab it, get it out of here. We're good.
Oh, I just.
Sharon, am I a part of this meeting or am I?
Are you on the list?
Are these like trash?
I don't think you're on the list. Are you?
Okay.
You're not
I don't know. I don't have the thing.
All right, that's fine.
First, fine.
I'm fine either way.